All right, so Docker, what is that about? First of all, as I said, I'm Zachary. I'm a CS major. I've probably been using Docker for a little over a year, so I've got a good amount of experience with it. And super cool tool. Here we go. All right, so what is Docker? It is a containerization tool. Here's a textbook definition I wrote up. It's got some tools I took over, it goes fast. So Docker is a popular tool used to build containerized applications. These are applications that run in their own isolated and portable environment called a container, which allows them to be easily moved across platforms. The Docker project is ready to go. It is owned by Docker Inc. and is starting to so this is kind of a long, dense thing, but here are some highlighted words. Basically, Docker is used for containers, and that gives us isolated and portable environments. So keep that in mind. That's kind of will be a theme throughout this talk. And this is a chart to convince you that Docker is a popular growing tool. That was pretty useful. And so while this chart kind of emphasizes it, but you can see down here it averages about 5% growth per year in usage. And so the sample here is based off Datadog, which is a company that gives you metrics for infrastructure. So you can connect your AWS or your Google Cloud and integrate Datadog and get some metrics. That's where this data comes from. Yeah, so steady growth is pretty good. So why are people using Docker, right? So it kind of solves a chain of problems, and the first beginning of that is scalability. And so the problem is that we have web servers and any server, and it needs to respond to demand in some way. And the problem is that demand comes in peaks, right, or spikes. And so you need to have a server that accommodates those spikes, but then you have a lot of idle time, and you don't want to waste resources. You have a big machine that's doing nothing for a lot of time. And so the idea is that we have these things called microservices. And microservices is a solution to this. Basically, the idea is you have these small services, and when traffic increases, you scale. And so you will replicate the microservices, and you will spread the traffic among them. So you may have, two microservices or two containers most of the time, but then, it's Christmas Day or Black Friday or something, you can scale it up to your time. And something really important about this is that all microservices need to be running the same applications at any stage. And so the reason for that is because if people visit your site, they're going to be directed to some random microservice, and you're going to want to make sure all your users see the same thing. So that brings us to our next point, which is replication. So we have this problem with replication, which is we want our behavior to be the same no matter what environment the application is running on. And we are going to be running our application on a range of different platforms. And so one solution to this is virtualization. Virtualization provides us with an environment that is virtualized, so it's it's the same everywhere. So if you run your application inside this virtualized environment, it's going to have the same behavior. And so virtual machines are a traditional solution, like implementation virtualization, and that's basically where the whole machine is virtualized. It's very secure, but it's also really slow. So for that reason, we have OS level virtualization. And so we'll go into it more in a second. The idea here is that OS level virtualization is a lot more lightweight, it's faster than virtual machines. Faster to start up, faster to run, faster. And containers are basically another word for OS level virtualization. Yes?
So I'm not quite sure if there's anything related to Java, because when I heard about Java, people said, well, you write programming on the machine. For me, Docker seems to be the same case, but programming on the machine. So what are the differences?
Yeah, so you're talking about the Java virtual machine. That's how Java's programs are portable. But there is limited. It is a bit more limited because if your Java program is going to have to run in that virtual machine, whereas you'll see a container, you can run any application in just like an operating system. Is that your answer? So if you want to have something running in a Java virtual machine, you need to write a program that compiles but it has to compile with that. Whereas this, you can take any, any application you want and run it on a contained operating system, so it's a bit more versatile.
So you're saying you don't have to write Java?
You can, yeah, you don't have to. You can write Java, but you can also write Node.js, Python on there.
But this is not the case on DB.
Yes. Yeah, and so this is some, actually. So, yeah, I want to just run through this. So basically, we start with promise scalability, and we work our way down to containers. And so the idea is that we have a promise scalability where we need to have these things that are replicated and isolated. All right, so this is kind of like a classic. All right, so this is kind of like a classic diagram showing virtual machines on the right and your containerization Docker on the left. And so you can see there's these huge, bulky guest OSs that have to be run on top of the normal operating system, the virtual machine. There's also the hypervisor, which is that light gray, and that also slows things down. On the other hand, Docker gets rid of all that. You just have this container engine running. And so it cuts out all that stuff. And we're going to zoom in here and see kind of how that happens. And so Docker runs on top of something. So Linux provides the green and the pinky purple things, C groups and namespaces. And these are tools that help to provide this isolation. So C groups are used to make a process feel like it's the only process running on the system. And then on the other hand, namespaces are something that the system will partition the resources so that this process only sees this portion of the resource, whether it be network or memory or whatever. And so together, these things work to make sure that when a process is running inside a Docker container, it feels like it's the only process working, and that's how we get that isolation. And libcontainer is something that's implemented by Docker, and that kind of just like pulls the strings, coordinates those two other things, and feeds it back up to Docker. Sound good? Okay. Yeah, so just going back, all of that stuff fits in that little blue block, and so that's more like a virtual machine. So we know that Docker provides containers. Let's talk a little bit about them. For starters, there's these three important features. They're isolated, portable, and extensible. Isolated, we talked about, that's your virtualization. What we'll talk about. Portable, you want to be able to, because we're scaling and we're going to be basically deploying our application, it'll be on a range of platforms. We want to be able to easily pull down our Docker image and get it running. So it should be easy to move the Docker container from one machine to another. There is a distinction here that that's what the asterisk is for. There's this concept of images and containers. And Docker image is like your blueprint that is used to generate a Docker container, if that makes sense. So your image, your blueprint. So really it's your Docker image that's being ported around, and then once it's downloaded somewhere, you're going to start a container using that. That's the image. Extensible, it's also important. We want to be able to reuse our Docker images so that if we have, we can have some application of it, and we can build off of that, or other people can build off of that, so we don't have to repeat our effort. And so it's important. That's a third thing. It's important to talk about this. Yeah, and so in addition to for basic microservices, there's some other uses for it. It's actually kind of popular for continuous integration and continuous deployment. So basically, that's like when you push code, it like runs some tests on it first. So this is like a really nice way to run your tests in a controlled environment, see if they pass, and then you just shut it down. You shut down your service, you're not using it resources. IDEs are kind of not as popular, but it is kind of useful. You may have had a problem where you have a developed environment, but you have all those dependencies and all those libraries that have to be installed first. But like say, for example, it might be nice if you wanted to run Java, you just use a Docker container that has Java and the library installed on it. And you just have to put your application inside it and you just run it. And yeah, generally where we want to have a controlled environment and we like to duplicate that because it's a very good application. So we are going to talk now about how you actually create these things using Docker. So there are a few steps. First step is selecting the base image. The base image is building off that idea of extensibility. You always start with a base image and make some modifications to it, and then you come up with a new image. And then that image can be someone else's base image, but you got to start from the base. And so after that, you write your Docker file. And that's when you code in your modification that you make to the base image. And we'll go over a few things in a minute, but that's going to be things like putting a command, copying the file in, things like that. The next three are pretty straightforward. They're building your Docker image. So you have your Docker file and you start compiling to an image that can, which is like a compressed file that can be sent to different hosts. And then you can push it, as I said. And then wherever you want, you're going to pull it down and start okay. Yeah, so we're going to drill into the second point here, the writing of the Docker file. So this is how you take a base image and you modify it in some way to get a new image that suits your purposes, right? And so, from is the command. So the idea is you have your Docker file, it's just a text file, and you'll have these commands. We're going to run through some of them. First one is from, and you just say from base image, and that tells Docker what are you using to start your application. There's a few examples of these. We're going to use Ubuntu just because it's kind of more familiar, but usually a very popular one is Alpine Linux, which is a really small version of Linux, which helps it makes it a lot easier to upload and download all these Docker images, which is yeah, you can see your 90 megs for Ubuntu and about 5 megs for Alpine. So Alpine's nice, but it comes at a cost because it comes with way stripped down. There's a lot of tools that are missing and stuff like that. Not missing, but ready for use. Right. So some of the other things are not just an operating system. It actually comes with something installed. So Postgres is nice. If you want to start with a database, you can come with all of the dependencies of Postgres and you just configure it to do what you need and have a database running. So that's pretty nice. Java, things like that. Run. Okay, and so run is probably one of the commands you're using the most. You can do things like install libraries, you can change certain files, but generally you're just running a Linux command and you're saving that in your image. The next one is copy, and that's if you are building. So when you're building your image, you're going to start with, you're going to have your Docker file, and you may have other files that are adjacent in that project. You can copy those files into your Docker image. So if that's an application, you can do that. If it's a library, you can do that too. But that's copy. Add, similar to copy. There's a subtle difference that add is allowed to use URLs, so you can get like web resources, or it's a bit more general. So for this reason, people usually use copy, just to make sure it's clear what they're actually doing with that command. And it's just declare environment variables in the container. Is just to say when you're in a container, what directory you're going to start with, or what directory the command is going to run from. I suppose we'll get back to that. So here is all of this together. This is a Docker file. This is the one that we will use in a bit. But here it's all together. You can see from at the very top, you node outline, copy our guest book application into the container. We have our work dir to just like basically put the context into that project that we just copied in. And then what we can install, which is just like install, whatever kind of stuff. And then start our server, and then we have our token that we will talk about. So at this point, we will have in the build process, if we cut off those last two lines, we'd have a perfectly functional container, except for the problem is that because it's virtualized, it has a separate network. And so it will expose it. Just like if you run a web server, you have to listen on a port. That port is going to be listening on the host machine, which is the machine that's running these containers. And so what we want to do is we want to tell Docker to listen on the host machine's port and forward traffic into the container. And so that kind of what exposes the part of that says that this container listens to the host on port 88 in this case. So when traffic comes through, it's going to go to the host, and the host is going to forward it into Docker. And the other one is volume, which is important. How are we doing so far? Very file system. So, yeah. So the part of the extensibility that we talked about is Docker first layers. We'll start with your base, and then you'll add layers on it, and you will, when you export it, other people can add more layers. And that not only helps with extensibility, but it's really nice when you build this stuff because if it's built like the bottom 4 layers and you change the 5th one, it will only rebuild what's on top of that. So you don't have to build as much, there's some caching that happens. So to visualize it, you might start with an Ubuntu container. Then you might have a web server, such as UPS onto it. That's what we're going to do. Then put your application on top. So when you run a container, you're always going to be having this light blue and that's your pipe there. So the layers below, you can't write to, you can't really modify, that's fine. But you can write on top. And so that top layer is very choosy. If you are working in a container, say your application has log files or saves some data, it's going to be great at that layer. Yeah, and so volumes, we talked about that. We saw it there. Volumes are where you do not want to. You want to write, you want to have some data that's in the file system, like logs, or if you're a database, you want to have your database data saved somewhere, but you don't want to put it into the image. The reason you want to do that is because then, like, everywhere you pull down the Docker image, it's going to have all this like, user data, which is heavy, and you don't really want that. Containers should be stateless, and that's basically saying, whenever you run a Docker container, it should feel like you're running it for the first time. It shouldn't feel like there's someone who's been there before. And so that's, but sometimes someone has been there before. That's why you have volume to contain that. Yeah, so database contents, log files are good use cases for volumes. Also useful if you want to share data between containers and use volumes to contain that information. And the way that this works is you have a volume command in the Docker file. So we saw that you basically do volume, and then you have the directory. And that works similar to the expose, because what it does is it tells Docker that, hey, I'm expecting something to mount. And so what's going to happen is all the data in that volume, the Docker volume, is going to appear in the container directory. Yeah. So, what have we covered so far? All right. So we can talk about Docker. It's a lightweight virtualization, has a duplication, and lightweight virtualization and duplication requirements. We talked about how Docker provides us 3 features: isolation, portability, and extensibility. We talked about how it gets that isolation through the operating system's tools. You get your portability by building your image and compressing it, pushing it, pulling it. And we are extensible to our layered file system, where we can add new layers and then ship that out for other people to modify as well. So now we're going to actually go into some examples so you can kind of see this all come together. So if you'd like to take your laptop out and follow along, I will be doing it as well on my own screen.